stacks. Top Galamsey now, still on. Hello, good afternoon. This is the Midday News. The Midday News is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hate 103.9 FM in Accra, Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, and myjoyonline.com. We're also live in all 16 regions of Ghana, live on X Spaces and Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. And coming up, parties in the disputed Dom Kwabenya and Ablekuma North elections argue their cases before the Supreme Court as the Apex Court seeks to settle the matter brought by the National Democratic Congress. We'll be live there. Meanwhile, another dispute is beginning as results of the Trobu constituency elections are challenged in court. Also, major universities forced to postpone admissions and reopening for level 100 students indefinitely due to delays in the release of WASSCE results by cash-strapped WAEC, which is struggling to complete the marking process.
By this time, we're supposed to have issued out admitting letters, and we have had to have an emergency meeting to postpone the date for reopening.
We are very concerned because already the academic calendar has been disrupted so many times. So we are really worried about it.
North Tongue MP and chairman of John Mahamad's Operation Recover All Loot raises concern over alleged last-minute contract approvals and rushed payments by the outgoing Akufo-Addo administration.
In sports, Black Galaxies arrive in Nigeria ahead of crucial CHAN qualifying second leg.
And Joy FM Family Party in the Park leaves lasting impression on hundreds of patrons who experienced unforgettable moments of music, fun and bonding with loved ones and family.
On the mountain, in the valley.
This and more with me, Fred Smith. Joy News is your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. The Supreme Court is this afternoon hearing arguments from parties in the disputed Dom Kwabenya and Ablekuma North constituency parliamentary elections. The court is expected to take a big decision today on the two seats to bring an end to the disputes that have arisen following the 7th December elections. We'll take you to the court shortly. First, listen to my colleague James Aveji with some background to the case.
An Accra High Court on Friday, December 20, ordered the Electoral Commission and the Ghana Police Service to recollate the parliamentary result of some 6 constituencies brought before it by the New Patriotic Party. The constituencies were Tema Central, Nsawame Dwejiri, Ablekuma North, Ahafuano North, Techiman South, and Okaikwe Central. The NPP argued that the collation and declaration in these constituencies were unlawful. Hours after the High Court order, the National Democratic Congress (NDC) filed a counter-suit at the Supreme Court seeking to prevent the EC from doing the recollation. The EC, however, went ahead to recollate the 6 constituencies in addition to 3 others, Ahafuano Southwest, Dom Kwabenya and Obuasi East the following day. But Dom Kwabenya and Ablekuma North eventually had to be suspended. The EC at an emergency IPAC meeting Tuesday night appealed to the political parties for help. Today, 2 big decisions will have to be made. The position of the Supreme Court on the already recollated results of the 6 constituencies and the final verdict of the Electoral Commission on the Dom Kwabenya and Ablekuma North.
Well, my colleague James Aveji with that background for you there. Let's take you live now to the Supreme Court. My colleague Blaise Soga, he sat through the arguments today before the panel. Blaise, thanks for joining us. Update us on what has happened today.
As we speak, the court is currently on a brief break, and all we know is that all the parties involved on the side of the NDC and the NPP are present here in court, waiting, obviously, to see what the court will say about the constitutionality of the recollation that was directed by the Electoral Commission. The NPP believes that that directive by the High Court allowing the EC to do a recollation is not in line with law. But let's get some reactions as to what's been happening here, because some of the candidates themselves are here. Baba Sadiq is also here. Good afternoon to you, sir. You're live on Johnson. And you're still hopeful that this will go in favor?
Yes, very helpful that it will go in our favor, but we're waiting for the final determination of it. We're on break. We just hoping for the best. We've always maintained that we won the elections critically. The declarations was done inclusive with everybody, with the opponents, the EC, the processes that have gone through for the declaration to be done. It was done well.
And tell us, how are you feeling? Of course, since that directive was given, there were many who were rooting for you. Unfortunately, at the how did that make you feel?
Well, I've been very hopeful that we would always get a very proper forum with our case, a proper forum where we'll consider our case without any bias. We've been very hopeful. Most importantly for us, we know the key mandate of the people is that they voted for Baba to be the Kyrgyz all the 9 constituencies. We've been very hopeful, and we've been spirit to know that true mandate be enforced. Particularly when we go back to the constituency, we go back to the various parts, the show of support, show of solidarity, and the constituency voted for us. It's overwhelmed. It's really, really overwhelmed. And when you look at the opponent side, notice from their body language, how they are even so that they understand deeply that they lost the election. But obviously they're looking to like something like but we really hope for the best. We're thinking most likely
if there's an to the grassroots of it, what would that be?
The message will be one of them not losing hope. We want them to be assured that the God that up and oversees everything, or superintendent by everything, will ensure that their mandate, which is the true mandate, will be affirmed wherever forum, even beyond it. We're very confident. Once they all voted for all that mandate, their cry, their prayers to God and everything, we're all fine, sure that their mandate is truly affirmed.
And very finally, the Speaker of Parliament again, Christmas message, asked us to join hands and develop this country in unity. Worked, of course, for quite some time. He knows the incumbent, and even if he becomes the ex-MP, are you willing to join hands with him to develop the country?
Well, of course. I've always been pro-development, even as a candidate that was vying for parliament. There were a number of initiatives and activities that were undertaken, even when he was the MP, that was contributing to the development of the constitution. Nothing any outcome would prevent us from contributing to development in the country. In our private capacities, we've been doing it. Nothing was going ahead with initiatives. But we're hoping for the best. We're looking for that. We think that confirming the mandate of the people will give us the leverage of to even go beyond what we've done in the past years or drive development of various constituencies.
Given that Dr. Sadiku is the parliamentary candidate of the NDC in the Okaigwe Central area, but Fred, we still have to wait for the outcome of what the court will decide and then bring our listeners to speak about that.
Yes, Blessed, but I would like to know what the arguments from the two sides have been.
The NDC's argument is simple, that they were not heard at the High Court level, leading to the decision of the High Court asking the Electoral Commission to go ahead to do recollation. It's the reason for which they believe that part and order of the court, procedure of the court has been violated. So they believe that procedure must be taken first before any other consequential judicial order.
And the MPP?
The NPP believes that once a result is collated, the winner will definitely be known. And so they believe that with or without these directives by the High Court, the Electoral Commission was simply carrying out a constitutional order, a reason for which they believe no has been disadvantaged by this very decision of the Electoral Commission to go ahead and to recollate in order to see who the winner of the election at the parliamentary level is.
Thanks to you, Blaise Soga, my colleague following this case at the Supreme Court, will be keeping our eye on it and bring you all the details. Meanwhile, there's a fresh dispute in the parliamentary polls. The Trobu constituency parliamentary results are also being challenged in court. My colleague Michael Ashali is here with details of that case. Michael, when was it filed and by who?
Well, Fred, the case was filed at an Accra High Court today, 27 December 2024, by one Jacob Edem Nuwasa, who says he's a citizen of Ghana and has issues with the results as collated and declared by the Electoral Commission on 7 December 2024. As you know, the EC declared the MPP candidate Gloria Owusu, who obtained 55.59% of the votes, as against John Kofi Ham of the NDC, who had 44.41%.
Well, what's the person asking for?
Fred, the declaration that the parliamentary election held in Trobu constituency on 7th December 2024 was void by virtue of the irregularities and inconsistencies contained in Form 8A for 100. I mean, if you look at the regulation, it comes from Regulation 32.7 and 39.2 Statement of Polls for the Office of Member of Parliament, pin sheet for the 134 polling stations out of a total of 288 polling stations in the Trobu constituency.
Well, many thanks to you for those details, Michael. Move to education now. Major universities have been forced to indefinitely postpone admissions and reopening for level 100 students due to delays in the release of WASSCE results. WAEC, burdened by financial constraints and malfunctioning machines needed to mark objective answer booklets, and is struggling to complete the marking process, despite government recently releasing 25 million cedis of the 118 million owed WAEC. The amount is insufficient to fully resume operations, leaving universities' schedules in limbo. My colleague Michael Ashale is still here with me. He's been looking into this unfolding issue and he's joining me with some more on this. Michael, let's start with the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. How's this impacting them?
Well, Fred, what we know is that per the academic calendar for the 2024-2025 academic year, online course registration for fresh students was supposed to be on 2nd of January 2025. Virtual orientation would have also commenced on that same day, 2nd January 2025, and then freshmen were expected to be in the university or report to school on Saturday, January 4. This will all means that by now admission should have been done already. What we have been speaking to the URO of the University of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Dr. Bakwin, who told us that they are trying to work around it, but unfortunately they have to still wait for WAEC to release the results.
Well, all other admissions remain same. The time for reopening remains same, except for the first years who are coming to year one. For those category of students, we don't have results from WAEC, and so we are unable to complete admission processes for those students. Once the results are released, we'll need about 2 weeks to complete the admission process and issues our letters, and then the students can begin to come to school. Well, we are as concerned as any other stakeholder, including all other universities, because we have timelines, we have academic calendar. By this time, we're supposed to have issued our admission letters, but because of the lack of or the WAEC's inability to release the results or process the results early, we have had to have an emergency meeting, management meeting to postpone or reschedule the date for reopening for first year students.
All right, Michael, you've also been checking other major universities. What did you find?
Well, Fred, let's start from the University of Cape Coast. Now, we know that fresh level 100 students are expected to report on the 23rd of November 2024. Fred, we have done more than a month and 3 days after that. Now, if you check their website, they initially scheduled that again to let level 100s report on Saturday, 12th October. So this is even the revised calendar, which has also been thrown into disarray. Orientation and registration by fresh level 100 students should have started by the 25th of November, and then they were expected to start their lectures at the University of Cape Coast by Wednesday, 27th November 2024. All of that cannot be done now. At the University of Professional Studies, UPSA, Accra, registration period was supposed to start 16th December 2024 and orientation on 27th January, and then they were supposed to report to school. This is freshmen, Sunday, 26th January 2025. That again cannot be done because they don't have the results and cannot also go ahead with admissions. And then to the University of Ghana, registration was supposed to start on Monday, 30th December 2024. That has not been done. Level 100 students were supposed to report on Thursday, January to Saturday, January 4, but that cannot be done because the results have also not been released yet and admissions have not been done. We've also been speaking to the Pro Vice Chancellor in charge of academics for the University of Ghana, Professor Gordon Awandari. He spoke and told us that they are also waiting for the results before they can do anything.
We are very concerned because already the academic calendar has been disrupted so many times. So we are really, really worried about it. And, we hope that there will be a resolution. In fact, the fact that the WAEC exams are now being taken, later than normal, that's already impacting the university calendar. So we're hoping that next year they will go back to May, June exams so that we can do the admissions around September, October, so they come to school with the rest of the continuing students. So this is making things worse, actually. So we hope there will be a quick resolution. We need about 2 weeks to complete admissions. I mean, some within 1 week, some can be done, but for us to cover all the disciplines, to take about 2 weeks.
All right, Michael. So we await what the government and WAEC will be doing to see if we'll be able to release the results of the WASI. We'll take a short break now. We'll be back with more.
Joy.
Where did I? Now I don't know many I just saw.
Obiang, what's the chrome ha? Ain't you want to say petrol super energizing drinks for motion? Hey boy.
Petrosol are celebrating their 10 years in grand style. They're giving back to their loyal customers. Hope you have registered at their online portal. Don't say I didn't tell you, oh.
Each month, customers will stand a chance of winning items like tricycles, motorcycles, television sets, refrigerators, phones, fuel vouchers, and many more. But the best part is that at the end of the promo, we will be giving out a grand prize of 2 Suzuki Espresso cars to lucky winners who stay with us all through the promo period. All you need to join is to visit any of our over 100 stations across the country to get registered, or go to www.petrosolcrm.com to register online.
Petrosol, energizing dreams.
You're welcome back. The North Tongue MP Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa has expressed concerns about what he describes as, quote, reckless and unpatriotic actions by some officials in the outgoing Akufo-Addo administration. In a Facebook post, the MP, who also heads the incoming Mahama administration's Operation Recover or Loot, claims to have intercepted memos indicating a surge in last-minute contract approvals and rushed payments ahead of the January 7, 2025 handover. Among his allegations is a reported $750 electronic service agreement approved by the board of a state-owned bank just 3 days ago. My colleague Michael Ashali is still here with me, and he'll give us further updates on that story. Michael, when did the board of directors of the bank meet to make this decision?
Fredo, according to the document, the board of directors met on December 23, 2024.
And what was the decision?
Well, the board approved the renewal of the service level agreement, SLA, between the bank and a security company. This agreement, we are told, is for the support and maintenance of electronic security systems at the bank's head office and its branches.
And what are the financial terms and conditions of the agreement?
Well, per what we have seen, the financial terms of the agreement specify an annual cost of $750,000. This renewal is subject to the review and finalization of the draft SLA between the bank and the security company.
All right, many thanks to you, Michael, for sharing those updates. Well, no jobs, no source of income, and retirement benefits still hanging. That's the current state of metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives who served under the government's first term. The over 120 former MMDCEs who served between 2016 and 2020 say they are yet to receive their full end-of-service benefit after retiring from office 4 years ago. Listen to convener of the group and former DCE for Akachi South, Leo Nelson Ajidoga, explain the current state of their members and why they have to petition the president and the presidential transition team over the matter.
When the transition team was inaugurated, we wrote to the team reminding the government about the outstanding benefit and also drawing the attention of the new government to the existence of this outstanding end of service benefit. So far, we have not heard anything from the team.
How many former MMDCs are we talking about?
Well, 134, but unfortunately 6 died, leaving one.
What's the current state of you, the former MMDCs now?
Oh, currently, we are not employed. We are unemployed. And those who ask for clearance to be integrated back into the teaching service to also could not have this opportunity.
So you have all gone on early retirement, so to speak?
Exactly.
With this final installment you are expecting, how much does government owe an individual MMDC?
Yes, individually, if we want to put our own calculation on that each and everyone may be entitled to some 90,000.
Considering the figure you mentioned, 90,000 per person, that means government is owing all of you over 9 million Ghana cedis.
Well, just as I said, that is our conjecture. It may go up, it may be low. The result of maybe decrease or increase depend on the formula they use. Because at times, tax discrepancies also cause decrease or increase.
Well, he also appeals to the incoming administration to intervene.
Our prayers are that our government should at least do well to clear this for us. Because, rather, the way they pay us, if you look at the macroeconomic indicators in 2021, as against this time, you can see that the cost of everything is going up. But in event, it is not paid by this government. We are pleading with His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama to look at this for us because President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo's government paid his appointees, that is the former MMDCs, under him when we came to power in 2017.
Well, let's move on to sports now, and Danny Cranting is here.
Let's go straight into the stories. And Ghana's Black Galaxies have arrived in Nigeria ahead of the second leg of the Achan qualifier. The first leg ended goalless in Accra, and a score draw or a win for Didi Dramani's men will book a spot in next year's competition for Ghana. Now, loud calls have been made for forward Jerry Afriyie to start tomorrow's game, but Dramani remains coy on the subject.
He's part of the team, and everyone could start. We have 26 players in camp, and we only had 18 making up the team, and 11 started. Jerry is very mobile. He's a positive player. We need to gradually graduate him into the men's game. As much as we appreciate what he's doing, we need to also fine-tune his transition into the top levels, because when the game starts, so many things can happen. And so Jerry is just one of the 26 players that we have in camp, and yes, why not? Maybe he could be a starter, maybe another one could be a starter, but he will still create and put some value into what we're trying to do for Ghana.
Didi Dramani is the head coach of Ghana's Black Galaxies. Kickoff for tomorrow's game is at 4 p.m. That brings an end to sports. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Danny Cranting with sports. Well, principal streets in Takoradi stood at a standstill as over 30 masquerade groups displayed their eye-catching costumes and dance moves to celebrate Christmas. Revelers from within and outside Ghana had the time of their lives enjoying their performances. Joy News' Eric Asante has come through with this report.
So the song in the background is a testament to the excitement here in the oil city. Most of the principal streets of Takoradi have come to a standstill as Carnival, a musical concert by these masqueraders known as anchors, have drawn people from all walks of life. Each group is wearing different types of eye-catching costumes to display their supremacy through artistic and fancy performances.
I was born in this house where fancy just started, so I always come home every year to dance it. I mean, it's electrifying.
Wow, is it electrifying for you too?
Yes, I am so happy, I'm so excited, I'm having so much fun. I'm from Accra, and then I have to be here for this carnival. It's so nice and entertaining.
So people drawn from all walks of life, all age categories here in the Western region, the Royal City, to celebrate the 2024 edition of what they term Christmas here in Takoradi. My name is Eric Asante for Joy News.
And the Joy FM family party in the park has also ended after a day filled with excitement, music and unforgettable moments at the Abri Botanical Gardens. Families have come together to create cherished memories, enjoying incredible performances from the likes of Kwampa Band, Kamido and Kwabna Kwabna. From the vibrant music to the delicious food and joyful atmosphere, it's been an event to remember. Let's take you through the highlights of the day.
It promised to be the biggest outdoor event of the year, and it delivered.
This is my first time, but this is the second time. I was here last year. Yeah. It was a very awesome.
Hundreds of patrons were treated to music, fun, and activity-packed moments, set in unforgettable diaries of what the Joy FM family party in the park promised. The Kwampa Band set the perfect tone with their captivating high-life rhythms, creating an infectious energy.
On the mountain, in the valley, on the hallelujah.
The gardens were lit with happy fans of Kwabna Kwabna who danced to his hit after hit. Those held in stitches to the rhythm sang along and danced joyfully.
Next year, they should make sure they come because it's so much fun. My family and I, we come every year and we are always having so much fun. We never miss it.
There were a variety of exciting games, including musical chairs, lime and spoon, sack race, and many other activities that added to the overall fun and excitement of the day. It was a celebration filled with laughter and unforgettable memories. The food delights were undoubtedly a highlight for the patrons, featuring a wide range of delicious dishes for everyone to enjoy. The variety also ensured that all guests found something to satisfy their cravings.
Yes, I am having a very good time.
How's this year's experience been?
Oh, superb. It's so superb. I will come over and over and over again.
All right.
I've been attending this program since the inception of it at the Legon Botanical Gardens.
Are you serious?
It's not my first time.
Wow.
Since the inception of the family in the park, I've been coming all the time. Always Joy FM the best.
This is awesome, man. I went to Kwampa. We had fun, we had food, and we are still enjoying the music.
What did you enjoy today?
The food, the trampoline.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming, lady in pink. We appreciate
and the music.
And the music.
And if this year stood up to the billing, next year will surely crack the billboards of events.
And we can't wait for next year. And that's how we end the news this afternoon. Our top story for you: parties in the disputed Dom Kwabenya and Ablekuma North elections have been arguing their cases before the Supreme Court. And as you heard the updates there from our correspondent, Blaise Soga, the Supreme Court is expected to deliver its verdict in the next few minutes. I'm Fred Smith. There's more when you log on to manjoonline.com.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queue?